Hello everyone, and welcome back to my channel. This is part 2 of the interview with Richard Nattoo. This section of the interview has advice on business and creating a community. Let me know in the comments what pieces of this information you found useful.
I have a controversial question. So, art school. People are all over the board when it comes to art school. You have people who have, gone through their degree program and found a lot of value from it. But adversely, you have a lot of people who, like if I remember correctly, Alfonso Blake probably lasted a couple months in art school, decided to leave and do his own thing because they weren't letting him be free the way he wanted to be free. Started at 19 and kind of has been doing his own thing, and he's been pretty successful. When it comes to creatives in art school, what advice do you have for them? Because like for me, I did a couple courses in college, but I didn't really see the value in it. I didn't feel like it was catered to what I really wanted to do, so I ended up figuring out a lot of things myself. What advice do you have for artists in art school or thinking about, I need to go to art school to kind of do this?
Art school isn't bad, art school is good because there are so much networking opportunities there within art school. I see people go to like art colleges to do their masters in Chicago and like different places in the States, and they're plugged directly into the art world there. It's really good for that purpose, and it's so good to learn a lot of skills. You learn how to paint, you kind of learn the baseline of certain things. You kind of learn a lot of the rules there, and then I guess it's up to you to decide how do you break those rules and how much of these rules coincide with who I am as an artist. So I think it's such a great foundation to start with. Sometimes it's not for everybody, for some people, just a zeal alone, just your own zeal to just pursue, deeper within yourself can really get you somewhere. But you have to, it's a bit more difficult because then you have to kind of do some research yourself just to see how certain practices are done within the art world, just in terms of how I guess certain business side of things go. But I don't know if art school teaches a lot about the business aspect of it, but you definitely have professors and people there that you can kind of talk to that are more accessible, that can ask you, or then again you can ask them about how certain things are done within the real world of art. So art school might not be for everybody, but I think it's a good thing.
I might have a controversial take on it. I see what you're saying from a networking standpoint. It's fantastic. But for me, I found it very useful to go to school for business. Even though I'm a creative at heart, maybe it's the 50-50 in me. I don't like to just be creative. I also like the business element.
Of course.
But I find that a lot of artists, they don't have that business savvy, and that's probably where they need to focus it. Because yes, it is hard to be creative and then run your art as a business if you're trying to do that for a living, but you still have to kind of think of it as a business so that you can survive off of it.
Yeah.
So I guess my take is, yes, you can use art school to network and to learn techniques and develop your own style using those techniques, but maybe even do like a business course on the side so that
Yes.
Yeah.
I agree, because what happens is that some artists have to be multifaceted to do like all of the different things at the same time. You're an artist, you're a framer, you're a curator, you're a business person, you're a carpenter, you're all of these things. Some artists can only be just an artist, but having like some knowledge of how certain things are done within the art world and some business aspects will protect you from exploitation.
Exactly.
Because it's a tricky game unless you have like a solid team around you that can help prevent you from falling into hands of people who will exploit you. Being an artist, it can be a bit tricky at times. I do agree. It's good to have like a background with that kind of stuff, and just some certain kind of structure to the whole entire creativity. It really goes a far way. And in terms of us being professional, that's another thing that I guess, you know, understanding about business and certain practices will do, because you can be a great artist, but sometimes people might not want to work with you just because you're kind of sloppy with us how you do business. You know, so it's good to understand all of those aspects. It's good to have these different sides of you that kind of help fuel the creative side and our supporting skills to kind of support what you're doing, because unless you have like a really big team, it's most of us are just, you know, one-man teams.
Exactly.
one-woman teams, yeah.
Yeah. So can I tell you, it hurts me sometimes, especially when I go to some of these craft fairs, because, you know, I go to a lot of craft fairs and network with people. Just seeing some of the talent and just seeing how I feel they're underpricing themselves because they feel that they have to. And just there's a lot of really talented artists that you'd never know about because they don't have a social media presence. And I know social media is a whole nother beast.
Yeah, it's a whole different
But
thing.
I feel like it's one of those necessary evils at this point.
Yeah. It's easy for some people. It's harder for some people. But as I say, if you see this thing and you want it, there's a lot that you have to do by yourself in the starting stage. You know, I do music also, and when
I didn't know that. What do you play?
Well, I play the machine, the drum machine. I do a lot of music production, sound engineering, songwriting, singing.
Do you use some of your own music in your videos, or?
Yes, like some of the later ones, I had made a soundscape for my last exhibition in London, so I put some of that soundscape within the video. But other than that, I curate music that are within my taste and just kind of use some of that. So from the older reels up in the year, I just selected some music that sound like something that I would have made. So yeah, when I was looking in the music business, I'm kind of seeing how record labels work sometimes. They don't really sign people that are just starting out most of the time. Sometimes it's they sign people who are kind of already on their way and kind of have already figured out how to get certain things done.
The music business run like a business. I have to be sure that you're going somewhere before I put on.
Exactly, and it's a very similar thing with just the art business too. You know, get like a gallery behind you and thing. They have to kind of know that you're kind of going somewhere sometimes. So it's good. It might be difficult, but it's really worth it to learn a lot of these other disciplines, just until you can kind of get everything up to kind of understand the social media side, understand the business side of stuff, you know, because it's necessary, because unless you have a team around you, it's only up to you, and your failure or success most likely will be just because of your efforts and how you do it.
I try to accomplish on my channel is not just kind of tell my creative story and just all the different projects I'm trying and maybe inspire others to kind of do something different, even though that's not your niche. But to also like conversations like this where we can impart knowledge to people that are a little bit afraid to try this out, even if it's just a side hustle, so to speak. Or they just don't know where to start. In the last year that I've been doing this art blogging, I've met several people who, you know, they've had conversations with, I don't know if you know Ceramist Claude Hoylett.
Sounds familiar. I probably know the face, but don't know the name.
He's like one of those people that like to take people under his wing, so to speak, and pep talk them. And I've seen them actually start to, you know, do their creative journey after one of those pep talks. So I love that warm networking atmosphere. I feel like creatives need to network more and support each other more. And it was just really cool to see. I don't want to put the young lady out there, but it was cool to see her first show. She debuted at Konoko, And it seems like she's been actually selling her paintings afterwards, you know. And maybe if she never had that push, she would have waited a couple years later and she would have missed out on that opportunity.
Exactly. Yeah, it's you know, it's really good when you know people who are in it and know it really help out other people. That's, you know, that's why you know, I was so happy to do this talk, because the knowledge here will help other people, you know, on their own journey, because it's not, sometimes it feels like there's just a gate there sometimes.
Exactly.
Yeah, and
I've legitimately heard certain individuals are like, I took my time to figure this out. I don't want to give people the secrets. They need to figure it out themselves too. But, you know, it's not necessarily you allowing them to kind of take some kind of secret. Just, if you help me, I help you.
exactly.
We both can be successful together.
Yeah, and every man that you help, every woman that you help, every person that you help, you're helping yourself while doing it. You know, because yeah, that's just how it is. So I can't never look at information like that. Yeah, I don't have to. You don't have to figure this out by yourself. I can just tell you what to do, and then you can find your own spin on it. You know, there is merit in kind of figuring certain things out on your own, but it's good. People don't need to fall into ditches. You know, people can help somebody out, man. Giving them some information. So I guess for some people they feel like it's a big competition, and they feel like the cake isn't big enough to share. Cake is infinite, you know.
The only person that I have the time to worry about in terms of competition is myself, because
exactly,
I'm my worst critic. I don't need to criticize anybody.
Yeah, isn't it? Yeah, you have yourself to think about. Well, competition thing, it's not that great, though. It's not that great. So as I said, the story you say of someone, you know, who takes someone under their wing and know them other things. It's good.
I love that. But tell me if you've had the same experience. I don't try to help people to get anything out of it. My thing is, if I'm ever giving of myself, I make sure that I'm in a position to give without getting back. And I won't feel that I'm at a loss because I'm not getting back. So if I'm not at that place where I can't just give you and not just leave it be, then I won't do it. So whenever I give of myself, I feel an immediate return, but not a physical one, if you know what I mean.
Because as I said earlier, when you want to help someone out, you're really helping yourself out.
Right.
It's not because you're going to get anything physically back. It's just because, you know, everybody on this earth is connected by this one mind. So wherever you help someone, you know, you're really helping yourself. You're really helping yourself.
To me, I feel God's blessing in some form or way, but it's not that I'm doing it for that, but it's just a side effect.
Exactly. You do it because you feel like it's going to be a good thing to do, and then you're happy because you did do it, just because of the action itself, not because I'm going to get something back. No, you do it because wow, this person never knew this information, and I'm so happy, you know, we could have spoken, so now they have the information.
Right.
Be sure to turn on the notification bell so you get notified when part 3 comes out. Thank you for watching. Subscribe and follow for more.